Welcome tonight, folks. Jason Dixon will start second on the grid behind Brenton Nitschke with Dumbrell and Lewis, your top four. It's Tixia and Thomas out of 5th and 6th, and it's Friend and King, Cairns and Latham to round out the top 10 of this brand new circuit on iRacing. And we are here for the 200 tonight. Round 3 of the V8 Veterans, thanks to Quantum Tint Solutions. Stuart and Gamble will round out the 6th row of the grid. The 7th row of the grid, Paul Preston and Jason Benson. Scotty McCune will start from 15th on the grid, 16th Dean Flavel. Hall and Davis with Parker and Norris, your top 20. Kirby and Sharp will start down there with McKnight, who's leading the championship in 23rd. Dan Hall will start from 24th on the grid. 25th on the grid, it is Travis Hunt. Anthony Visma starts alongside him. Kennedy, Goody, and you've got Duggan and Hoffman, your top 30. Vanderkrant starts from 31st tonight with Marty Hansen. Christian Smart, Jason Fuelens there as well. Coleman in the safety car. Brenton O'Brien in his 50th race tonight. Congratulations, Brenton. And Todd Parks down the back of this order. Let's get underway, and we are racing here for this top split event for the V8 Veterans. And the big run down towards the hairpin at turn 1. Look at the pack in the background. They get into the braking zone now, slowing the car down. Nitschke got away well. He locks up on the outside as we head down the hill now. This undulating racetrack. We've got a big crash in the background. Oh, dearie me. And oh, that's not Brenton O'Brien, is it, in his 50th race? Did he get through? I think he got tangled up. No, he got through. O'Brien sneaks through. Nitschke out in front by country mile. Dixon went with him. And Dumbrell is holding on to 3rd place. I think we might see an early safety car tonight. There's it's Matt Parker with the whole front banged in and the rear assembly missing off that car. Travis Hunt in there as well with Kirby, Sharp and Goody. Preston in 20th place, dropped 7 positions at the start. O'Brien, lucky, made up, oh dearie me, just as I said that, he made up about 7 positions. Now he's just being clobbered as he tried to get up and underway. So, oh dearie me. Not ideal, and a lot going on at the start of this race. I'm sure race control are going to have a look at as Dixon takes over the lead here on lap 1 of 45. 200-kilometre race tonight. Sorry about the intro there. We were a bit rushed for a 8:45 start tonight. It was right on the money, I reckon. That Tixia P3 now. What has happened? Nitschke, pole sitter, he's dropped back to P8. So a little bit of bother for him on the opening lap. Sees him falling back down the order slightly. Scott Gamble made up 5 spots to be running in 7th, continuing his streak. And Jamie McKnight comes into this round leading the championship as into the pits. There goes a car in the background there, one of the Banter Alliance cars. I think it was Warren Davis entering the pits. McKnight goes past Nick Minute McCune up 12 now, and he'll go down the inside on Stuart Hall as well. And that should be job done. McKnight on the inside in the 027 goes around and takes up 10th position. He got past Damien Canister, who dropped back a spot. He's now fighting with Stewie Hall. So a lot to digest on the opening couple of laps there. And Dumbrell now leads from Dixon and Tixia. So the lead constantly changing here. I wonder if it's a racetrack where you don't want to be out in front too early. Wait and see. Got Jake Measley in the house. Uncle Hotto's here as well. Hello guys. Darren Shannon. Turn 1 mess. Yeah, it was a little bit of a mess at turn 1. And Keith Logan, thank you for the 100 stars, my friend. 44-week streak. You are an absolute legend. Thank you. As we see, oh, was there a spinner at the top of the field there? I think. Oh no, he caught it. I thought for a second that he'd gone backwards. Travis Hunt under pressure here from Matt Parker. He loses the position as Brian from Frog Leap Juice Racing goes up 13 now into the top 15. Todd Duggan also made an incredible start there, up 12 spots into the top 17. So he's also moving along nicely. Further back in the pack, Jason Fuelens battling with the Hoff and Dan Hall. There's an Evolution Racing Team car right there. That is Dan Hall. And he's also moving along nicely. Let me turn the alerts back on because we turned them off the Supercars broadcast last night. In fact, if you're wondering why it took me a little while to start speaking at the start of this broadcast, I have my mic off from the Supercars broadcast too. I forgot all about that. But anyway, Graham Ellis in the house says, have a good broadcast, mate. Thanks for the 200 stars, and thank you, Graham. Welcome aboard at this, what is a brand new circuit in iRacing, Nitschke, Hall, Parker, Goody. Oh, that's why we got the safety car out there. So, it was one of those moments where I don't get any indication, but we are under full course caution now. And the Porsche safety car out on the racetrack will pick up the field, hence why we saw a lot of cars jump into the pits. Let's quickly go over some of the notes that were sent through from Rick Viger, who is a legend, absolutely. Does this every week for me. In 45 lap race tonight, maximum fuel burn was about 3.35 litres per lap with a starting fuel tank of 50 litres, so about 15 laps. The fill limit of 65%, equals 71.5 litres, which will get them 21 laps. So the critical laps are lap 3 and lap 24. Lap 3 we are on, which means they can now make it a 2-stop strategy from here on in, those that did stop. One has to think that these that didn't stop, or the drivers that didn't stop, maybe in a little bit of bother later on. Now, did McKnight stop? He didn't. So there you go, the top 15 drivers did not stop. There is a car stricken on the side of the racetrack there, and I'm just trying to see who that was. Was it one of the HSR cars, possibly? I'm not getting any indication from iRacing here which car that is, but there was definitely a car on the side of the road not going anywhere. We lost a fair few cars at the start of the race too. Nick McCune is in the pits, so he's ejected back to the pit lane. Kennedy is also just rolling down the pit lane. Jason Fewens, Lewis and Hansen are all in the pits too. Good to see Jason Bentz back, but he's had a shocker at the start of this race, dropping back to 29th position. Thanks Rick Viger for those comments, and let's go Froggy, says Jesse. Froggies are up there again tonight, but on top at the moment it's Hypersonic Racing, and we'll flick across shortly and look at some of our race cams for the night. As we do each time with the V8 veterans, they go to the trouble of giving us full access into their race rooms, which is absolutely awesome. So let's go around and have a look at a few of them tonight.
There'll be one more lap under safety car.
So just listening to race control there.
We are completing now.
Just letting everyone know there'll be one more lap under safety car. So Michael Dumbrell at the moment leads this race under caution, of course. He's getting a moment just to relax. There he is, Dumbrell in the car in the virtual world, and there he is in the flesh. So can he get himself a win tonight? It's been so far so good. We remember last week he was right up there challenging, wasn't he? And he would love to get a victory tonight. There's a long way to go though. Lap 3, just starting lap 4, aren't we? There are a queue of cars heading to the lane, so they're deciding to go in one lap later. Christian Smart's one of them. Dave Kirby, Dean Flavel has also gone into the pits. A bit of a snaky entrance here at Fuji into the pit lane. So they roll down. Johnny Latham now moves up into 5th place too in that brand new Racecraft coloured entry. How cool is it? What a great circuit in the hills here. And of course, one of my favourite Japanese circuits, and it's now in the world of iRacing, which is fantastic. At the foothills of Mount Fuji in... Oh yeah, there's cans there. In fact, there's a bit of chat going on there. What's that about? I just might have to mute this. I'll see if this is all good. I think they're having a...
Critics are closed.
It's all nice chatter tonight, so nothing for me to worry about. So race control letting a few drivers know that pit lane is open. I think Cans and McKnight were just having some friendly banter. Nice friendly banter, that's what we want on a Thursday night. A couple of other drivers that have given us access to webcams tonight, they're doing well. P2, so we got 1st and 2nd with full access to webcams. Jason Dixon's pretty quick usually to know when he's on camera. Let's see how long it takes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Wave, there you go. He's pretty good. He's got the stream up on his, I can tell because he's got the stream up above him on one of his monitors. So he tends to know when he's on camera. So as we look down here, and Dumbrell
helmet's okay.
will be getting himself set for a restart. The restart procedure, of course, once the safety car pulls away and goes into the pits, he'll then get a chance to hold the field up slightly and go when he wants to go. You hear shortly race control tell the safety car to speed up and clear out. And
definitely, I don't even hear what you say up front.
So a little bit of detail about this circuit. Fuji Speedway was acquired by Toyota Motor Corporation in 2000, and the circuit hosted the Formula One Japanese Grand Prix in 2007 after an absence of 30 years, replacing the Suzuka circuit owned by Honda. Of course, we went back to Suzuka after that, but it is an undulating, fantastic circuit. As you can see, safety car has been told to accelerate away, and now we'll be up to Mr. Dumbrell to retake on the challenge of leading this race. And behind him, Craig Friend, Tixia Latham, Stewart and Gamble will all be trying to make a jump here at the start and gather some positions forward as we are about to pedal to the metal and get back onto the pit straight here. There's a look back at Jason Dixon. He is ready to rumble. safety car in the pit lane, and we're underway. So good jump there from Dumbrell. He's trod on the throttle very, very quickly there. Check out this long shot as they come over the rise, a slight rise in the middle of the straightaway, the pit straightaway, and look at them also swerving around, trying to break the toe. Now into the braking zone we go. It is Dumbrell just out in front from Dixon, then friend Tixia, Latham, Gamble side by side in there. I think it was King and McKnight. Nice now up into the top 8, so he's had some fantastic gains in this opening part of the race. Further back there's 2x2 again, as that was John King and Cairns still fighting. So Damien Cairns having better luck this week. We're on board with him now. Remember this time last week he was already back in the showers. Tonight doing very, very well. He's just down the inside, nice overtake. He's going to go to the inside of John King, and King will try and get the exit, but I think he's done enough. We got pit lane penalty for Jeff Thomas, contact on lap 1. Cairns does hold that position. King's fighting it back though, and it is busy out there at the start of this race. Lap 5, Dixon grabs a gear, a bit of a wobble on the exit, but doing very, very well. Out in front is Dumbrell, Dixon, Tixia, Latham, friend Gamble, and then it's Stuart McKnight. So there's McKnight, like I said, coming into this round, leads the championship after 2 rounds, and he's been quietly absent from the championship lead for a while now, but I think he's putting the effort in this time around to get himself back on that top set. Hello, Ben Anthony in the chat tonight, and Jacob Neasley is there as well. Mark Duggan's in the chat. He's up in Catherine, Northern Territory. Hope you're doing well, Mark. But Ben Anthony, hello, mate. Hope you're doing well. So, 3 wide. This is Dan Hall on the back of this Visma and Stuart Hall battle, isn't it? So there's a couple of Halls in there, and Dan looks down the inside, doesn't make any contact. Then they go out of there together. There's the long shot, just shows them creeping down the hill. And yeah, Dan Hall will lose out there to Visma in the end, although Visma overcooked it, ran wide, and he should sweep back around the outside. In the background there's a cloud of smoke, as there tends to be at that braking zone, that off-camber downhill braking zone. Big cloud of smoke as they continue to rub panels back there in the pack. We're looking at the Hoff with the Pecky Performance Racing goggles, the big eyeballs. Lovely's Racing, and Chad Lewis just behind him as well. Wheel to wheel with Kirby, and Bence is there. Oh, Bence was massively sideways. He gathered it up well, but that could have been in the fence. Under brakes, he has to keep his car just in the centre of the racetrack to block out Dave Kirby from coming through, and at the back there, Dean Favell rounds out the pack. 32 drivers in an order at the moment. We've lost Jeff Thomas, who's dropped well back. Scott McCune as well has dropped well back. And of course, Daniel Norris and Todd Parks aren't with us at the moment either. Todd Duggan, he's a bit out of shape there. Was that Duggan going around?
Bad time here, race control.
So yeah, there's definitely contact there. You can hear them calling out to race control to have a little bit of a look at that one. Scott Gamble has a look at Friend down the inside. This is probably the number 1 overtaking opportunity here at Fuji, down the inside at turn 1. Didn't help that Friend ran himself a little bit wide. Now he'll be under pressure from Michael Stewart, who we're going to ride on board with now as well. Michael Stewart and the Hypersonic Racing team car. Let's have a look
Brakes controlled up
at
7.
Michael Stewie Cam as well.
Yep, yeah.
Of course, giving us full access. The HSR guys are very, very good at that.
Confirming you got my last transmitter.
You can see Mount Fuji in the background as well, looking picturesque, which is lovely, isn't it? Evening, Anita. Nice to have you here. Jokin's in the house as well. Darren Shannon says go, the BAR boys. BAR boys, meaning the New Banter Alliance team. Of course, the top one at the moment is Paul Preston, as Vanderkran has gone around somewhere, and he's in a bit of trouble too. He's called straight out to race control, so let's have a look at this on a replay. I think this might be a little bit of bargy. He had one of the BAR cars behind him. And what's going to happen here to the number 31 in the braking zone? I think he might get roughed up a little bit here. Oh, there was a bit of contact on the mid-corner, was there? Let's roll that back and go from a different angle that might give us a different story. So was there a little bit of touch there? Oh, there was. The racecraft car gets clipped by the Banter Alliance car, and around she goes into the fence. Bam! Peter Van Trent straight away on the blower to race control for them to have a look at that one. So Gamble doing well now, up into the top 5. 6th place his friend. Behind him you got Stewart pulling out of the draft to try and make a move as well. Bit of netcode says joking, maybe. Down the inside, the HSR car on the old Mates and Sons entry. Job well done. Once again runs wide through there. And now McKnight, who's carrying a fair bit of damage. Jamie McKnight here starts to have a little bit of a look. He'll now, I think, try and feed his way up into the top 7 on this lap. He's already made up 15 places. Travis Hunt, the other driver that's made up a stack of spots. It's into the short shifting and just changing of gears through the mid corner there. So unlucky for Jeff Thomas tonight to drop back. We do have his full access to his race cam, of course, but for himself and McCune, they're going to have a bit of a lonely old race tonight. They're probably hoping for another safety car to bring them back into this 33rd place for Jeff Thomas, who's on your screen now. And then if we go looking for, unfortunately, Scotty McCune is even further back. In fact, he's about to be lapped by the Packers. He's got Jason Benson 24th behind him. So it just goes to show how far back McCune is. You can see him there right in the midst of all this, but way down the order, and that's unfortunate for him tonight. It's one of those, you know, cases of, oh dear, long night ahead. Just buckle in and try and do your best. Keep your spirits high, and that's what he would do. Michael Dumbrello leads the race across the line to start lap 9 of the race. He's looking pretty cool, calm and collected. I wonder if he's done a lot of driving at this racetrack. It's a favourite, as Jokin says. Awesome track to race on GT7. It was always good back in the day. Was it on Gran Turismo? I'm trying to remember. It's so long ago now, but I'm pretty sure it may have been on Gran Turismo. But it is such a cool flowing track. Like I say, undulating up and down. It's got massive elevation changes and some very tight hairpins as well. Obviously, turn 1 is a bit of a choke point. You've also got the hairpin at the end of the lap, turn 16 Panasonic, which takes you back around onto the pit straight. These guys tonight are not running the chicane, so between turn 10 and 13, they knock the chicane out and straight line that, which makes it a little bit easier, but it's still a bit of a tricky track in itself. Tixia now up into 3rd, privateer on the back of the Taipan eSports car of Jason Dixon, and I think he might just go down the inside here on Dixon. He'll hang it in there. That's, like I was saying, through that little bit of a turn 14, 15 now. He winds around the outside at 15, and then he goes wide. So off the track there, he may lose the spot to John Latham. As they now go through the final corner, Latham just in behind. There's a little bit of a bump to the back of Tixia's car, and they unleash all that power onto the pit straight. You're all locked up there, and hello, here comes Scott Gamble. The door wide open. Scott Gamble has a little bit of a run through, and he moves himself up into the top 4. He goes down the hill here with the racecraft car on his side, and they're going to go together into the braking zone. This might get a little bit tasty. It's all good. Gamble hangs on P4 at the moment, up 8 spots in the race. Good driving by both those two competitors, not to feed each other out into the weeds. As we look back further, this is Visma. And ahead of him, one of the Frog Leap cars, Brian Goody, running 16th place. And Gamble's gone backwards there. Listening to race control here. There is a request to race control for something that just went on with Gamble.
This one. What's this one? I'm looking at the incident, sorry.
Let's have a quick look now on a replay.
Left hand, mate.
So where is Gamble at this point? He's up the road a little bit. Now the racecraft car goes down the inside. And does he feed a little bit into him? I wonder how they'll see that. Obviously, he didn't lose it completely, but he lost about 4 positions in that little bit of play. So Gamble, all that hard work undone, back to 9th place for him. Meanwhile, Jason Dixon under a lot of pressure now from Sebastian Tixia, who is all over the back of him. Tixia down the inside, and that should be job well done. It is job well done. So he and gets himself back into P2. Classic move there. You need good awareness in doing that move to someone, says Joken. There's some classic moves all around the park at the moment. Joken also says Tixia is pretty swift in this series. He is very swift. He's doing very well, and he's worked his way back up into second now. You can see the gap just starting to form a little bit back to Stewart in fifth as McKnight carrying that damage. Still holds on to seventh place now. The top 12 have not stopped. Let's have a quick look at the pit strategy board. Everyone else down the bottom there stopped on lap 2. So they're going to have to do a fair bit of fuel saving over the course of this race to be able to bring it home from there. And that's going to be a little bit of hard work. But we know this series, more than many other series, there's a lot of drivers that can actually fuel save their cars, and they can do what needs to be done for the strategy to win a race. So as we look at Travis Hunt now, Scorpion eSports on the back of John King. King's regularly in the top 10 now for JWM eMotorsports, sporting that new livery for this season too. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? And into the pit lane there was that Damien Cairns, I think, going in for a stop. Watch the pit entry here at Fuji. It's a bit of a kink to the right, back to the left. Slow it down by the yellow cones, get it slowed up, and then head for your box to take on fuel. There's our webcams tonight. You can see 6 of them giving us full access, which is fantastic as they buff their way around this quite rough circuit. Knight's in the hunt, says Jacob Neasley. He's hunting them down. He's already up into the 6th place. And
with straight to 511 and 007.
Post-race penalty there. Ray Morgan's in the house. Hello, Ray. So some post-race penalties being handed out already. What do you think of the Supercars broadcast last night? Obviously had a lot of fun doing that one again. Pro Invitational Series. There was some incredible racing at the Red Bull Ring. I enjoy it the most because I don't have to talk all night. I just sit back and do the production, which I absolutely love doing. It's my favourite part of broadcasting, is not having to do the talking, but doing the production only. Dumbrell's under a bit of pressure here. I reckon in the next half a lap or so, he may lose the lead of this race. Tixia is looking very, very quick. Look at that. He lights up the rear tyres, though, coming on to the pit straight away. That may just hurt him a little bit. The HSR car about 3.5 tenths clear as they go down past start-finish straight now, start-finish line now, and into the braking zone. This is where Tixia has been really good under brakes. He sends us to the inside once again, and it's going to be job well done. He's right there. The HSR car right beside him, but it is job done, well done. So Tixia now leads the race up 4 positions, and it's Tixia, Dumbrell, Dixon and Latham in top 4. Gamble and McKnight have come into the pits under green flag conditions, so we're told about 15 laps was the run on fuel from Rick Feiger.
Go for it, Marty.
Darren says Fuelin's got a webcam. No webcam for Fuelin's tonight. Visma back here in 15th place, still putting the fight to the Froggy car in front. Let's ride on board with Brian Goody in the Frog Leap racing car, locking the inside left-hand front wheel there. And something aggressive about that Taipan livery. It looks fantastic, especially when it's filling your mirrors and chasing you down. He's been quicker on the last 2 laps.
Race control, was that the correct
Got a pit lane penalty there. Contact on lap 7. And that's 67. Was that Fuelin's? Because he's just said, is that the correct black flag? So looking at the numbers there, just having a quick look.
No, it doesn't matter.
It was Jason Fuelin. So Jason Fuelin's Banter Alliance car has just been given a black flag, drive-through penalty. And yeah, he's currently up 13 positions. So that's going to ruin his race in quite a big way. And he was hunting down Hansen in front as well, just chipping away. He took nearly 2.5 tenths out of him on the last lap. But this is going to put him on the back foot now. He's got to serve that penalty in the next couple of laps, just as he overtakes Marty Hansen too. So hard luck. Stewart and King also in the pit lane now to get their first stop done and dusted. We're at 14 of 45 here from Fuji for the V8 veterans.
You haven't gone in yet, have you, 067?
No, I'm still trying to work out what it's called, but I'll do it this time.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'll see it now, but I might have to go to any questions, come talk to us afterwards.
So Tixie leading here, 1.6 seconds, starting to push a bit of a margin out over John Latham, who's got himself up into second for the Racecraft Shadow Racing team. Very, very good. Jason Dixon just falling back a position or two now as Stewie Hall fights with Jason Bence. They're just both behind Christian Smart. Remember, Christian came in a little bit earlier. He's run very wide through there, though. They'll put him on the back foot. Bence will try and go around the outside. He'll tuck back in. They've got Stewie Hall right behind him as well. A bit of a bottleneck here behind Smart as he just tries to get himself back in into a rhythm. Jacob Measy says at least no one is on their roof this week. Yeah. We had cars upside down and all over the place last week. This obviously this round replacing Oran Park, there was a fair bit of chit-chat about the fact that some drivers want to race at Oran Park, others very happy to be here. It was an interesting read, that's for sure, as Bence down the inside has a fight here and he gets the job done. And Christian Smart drops back now to 8th position.
Yep, properly.
Dixon's in the lane, Latham, Hewins and Davis and Duggan all in the pit lane now. That brings Jeff Thomas through. He'll come back up into 18th place. Trying to recover something of this drive for him tonight. It's a long, long way to go. As we jump on board with him for a moment down the hill. Very interesting conversations had, says Ben Anthony. Yeah, some people were an absolute pain in the ass, to put it the nicest way possible, as we go through turn 3. Just talking around a lap here with Jeff Thomas. Turn 3 into 100R now. This big, long, right-hand sweeping corner. It's an absolute tyre killer through there. And then it comes into the hairpin. So turn 6 hairpin. Tightens right up on itself, don't hit the sausage curb there. Turn 7 on the exit, let the car drift out to the outside apex, and then you go for 8. Swing through there before you start to power through 9. It's called 300R, that corner. Then we go into this tight right-hander at turn 10 Dunlop. There is a little chicane there which can be absolutely awful to try and race around. Turn 13, now we go into this twisty, windy section to finish the lap. Turn 13, back to the left for turn 14 and 15. Once again, a double apex, a left-hander. Bit of opposite lock there. Then 16 Panasonic. Once again, basically a hairpin. A lot of guys going in. They V the corner on the way back out, straighten it up and try and get the throttle down. Look at the straightaway here. It is an enormous pit straight. Let's see what sort of See what sort of speed we're getting here out of the. Let's get the dashboard up. We'll see what sort of speed we're getting here out of Thomas's car. In this current setup, remember it's the fixed setup series, about 278 or 280 kilometres per hour into the braking zone. And big thanks again to Jamie McKnight and all the help setting up these cars for everyone each week. It's a massive part of the series, and to be able to rock up, race with a fixed setup is incredible. Nitschke leading now from Parker and Hall. The top drivers have once again moved around. As we look back to find McKnight, he's all the way down in 19th place. Gamble 20th, and Tixie, who was leading the race, now comes out in 22nd place. So it's a bit of a upside down, topsy-turvy sort of result at this stage of the race. Let's have a look at the championship results, because I said I would show them. We've got a bit of a lull now, so let's have a look. Coming into this round after 2 rounds, thanks to Quantity Solutions, McKnight sits on top, 345, 3 points clear of Jason Dixon and Jeff Thomas, not too far behind as well. The top of the championship is probably the closest I've seen it after a couple of rounds in this series. The top 5 separated by 12 or so points. So
Marty.
there's still a long way to go, obviously, with this week and then 9 more.
Blue flag,
But what a series. Hall now fighting wheel to wheel with Brett Goody, and Steve Kennedy is also fighting here with Chad Lewis. And McCune doesn't sound too happy there, does he? He's in this little battle here. There's a lot of cars around him now. It's Todd Duggan, I think. This could be a safety car. Listening to race control, I think this could be a safety car. Todd Duggan stuck beside the race track. There you go, safety car boards and flags. We are going to our second caution of the night. Let's have a quick look at the Todd Duggan incident first of all. Looks like a blown engine to me because he just rolls to a stop. Let's just try and roll that back a bit. See if we can't see a big puff of smoke. And a blown engine here for Duggan. Did he go into the braking zone there? Oh no, that was a trailing. Can't see anything. Oh, it's already gone there, I think, by the sounds of it. He's already rolling well at that point. Let's keep taking it back. See when he actually... surely he's not out of fuel. How is he at this point? No, he's all good there. Let's try this braking zone. So he's already going slow there, so he's already got trouble. That, to me, sounds like it's out of fuel. Doesn't look blown. I reckon he's out of fuel because he's still got some drive.
Safety car just out of turn 2.
He's clutching it in. Let's see what it sounds like when he goes up the hill here. That's just rolling, so blown gearbox maybe, who knows. Meanwhile, we go back live now, and it is Christian Smart who leads the race behind the safety car. Nitschke will move up into second, or will he, because we've got a huge amount of cars in the pit lane. Now, the word that was given to us from Rick Viger as far as the critical laps tonight, it was lap 24. We're on lap 19 now, so if you fuel up now, you're still going to need a splash and dash towards the end of this race. So put your strategy hats on. This is not going to be straightforward tonight. You can see the amount of cars moving up positions now as they roll through the pit lane, and plenty of cars coming out of the pits too. Look at that in the background. You can just see how busy the pit lane is. Dan Hall comes out in 9th place, and 8th in fact. There's still a lot of cars trying to come out of the pits now. Still, look at this. So what have we got? 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more cars still in the pit lane. And we're still going to get one more stop. So that was the second pit stop for Nitschke, who's P2 in the race. There he is, the Frog Leap car.
Then get the wave around, please.
Thanks, race control.
Jacob saying the Pro Invitational ended up on the iRacing Facebook page, the highlight of the first race finish.
Can everyone please line up on the left-hand side of the track as they go around?
It was a pretty incredible first race, that's for sure. We've sorted out a lot of audio drama since then too. It sounds a lot better now. The Pro Series boys have got some good microphones. I changed a few settings here too to have into a mode where we could have commentators commentating, because obviously it's a bit easier when I just do it myself. Yeah, It's been a lot of fun. Last night was a lot of fun. It's hard getting off work in the morning, that's for sure. It's always hard to wind down after these things. And no further action there, says race control, to an incident that was reported earlier on. As we look back, a couple of guys that have led this race are now sitting way back in the pack. So, Trixie has filtered his way back into third now. I was trying to see where Dumbrell is. He's back in 17th place. So that has not worked out well for this man, Michael Dumbrell. Now, he's only stopped the once. He's obviously going to have to come in again at some point tonight. We're still about 5 laps off that critical lap. The furthest you can go to the end of the race would be from lap 24. Another lap behind the safety car, that'll help with all the fuel saving strategy. And whilst we do that, I'm going to take a 30-second break. Be back with you shortly. Right, so safety car about to pull away from the field. We're about to go back green racing here for lap 20 and lap 21. And it will be Christian Smart that will lead us away from the pack. And hopefully a good start from him. He's got Nitschke right behind him. Ticks here as well. It's been super quick. Scott Gamble has fought his way to the top 4 with Stewart, Parker, Hall, Bence and Hunt in there in the top 10. John King still rounds out your top 10 position. Pretty good start there by Christian Smart. I reckon he's done a few of those in his time, and he pulls away nicely from the pack. He's already got himself half a second lead into the braking zone, and great job. The marshals watching on, making sure everything is done nice and clean down the inside. That was Jason Bence having a look. Travis Hunt almost tangled with him in the background as they come out of the corner. You can see Dumbrell all the way back in 16th now. Chad Lewis in there. Lots of smoke in the background. Was that McKnight? It is all the way back in 24th place. Jamie McKnight, and under some pressure here from Peter Vanderkraan as well. A long way back in 25th. So Cairns another one. 26th. John Latham and Jeff Thomas 27th and 28th. So a lot of drivers that generally are up in the top 10 finding themselves down the back of the field at this Fuji circuit tonight. This is Dan Hall and Jason Bence now riding on board with the Evolution Racing Team driver Jan Hall. And the number 100 Jason Bence, who won the series in I think season 8 it was, or season 9. doing a good job at the moment, really putting the pressure on. Like we did earlier, a big shout out to our man Brenton O'Brien. Where is he tonight? He's his 50th race in the V8 Veterans, and he's got himself up 22 spots now into 14th position, the Logitech G Evolution Racing Team car. He's fighting well here with Brian Goody, and also Anthony Visma, who's all over his tail, is really applying the screws at this stage of the race. Down this long straight, they can draft and draft and draft till their heart's content. Yeah, look at the way in the background there, Chad Lewis. There's Kennedy behind him, just pulls out of the toe now. There's Stuart Hall as well. Meanwhile, Dan Hall, as we will watch this battle play out into the braking zone, but I want to go further forward in the field because this battle for 6th place now is heating up. It's Hall, Parker, Bence, and they're all trying to catch Michael Stewart, but at the moment Jason Bence probably looks the quickest out of this pack. He continues to apply pressure to Matty Parker, who's up 12 spots in the top 7. Now he dives to the inside. It's a big dive, and oh, did he make the slightest bit of contact there? He did. Did that do some damage to the front of Bence's car? Try and get a zoom in. I think it's okay. He got away with it, but that was definitely an opportunistic move that wasn't going to come off. Very wide there for Matt Parker. Rejoins, swings across the racetrack. I'm sure you have to give some time back to iRacing for that. iRacing will let him off the hook. Now they go wheel to wheel through there. Parker, and on the inside, Travis Hunt sees the door open, then the door slams shut very aggressively, and there's contact. Contact with Parker going around. He'll be straight on the blower there to race controllers listening.
Yep, copy.
So Parker, the Nova Motorsport entry, got tagged.
Can't keep driving me off the track, man.
And Ben says you can't keep driving him off the track, so...
Oh, sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah, there's a bit of chit-chat going on, a bit of chit-chat between the boys tonight. Let's have a quick look at the replay of that one. Let's see what do you think of this one? So Parker was on the inside. Travis Hunt tried to go to the inside on both of them, and then Bence, oh yeah. I think Bence might wear a little bit of a trip to the pit lane for that one.
Race control, lap 23.
Oh no, there's been a big dust up. We've got to go back to live here because I think there's a few cars in trouble. I can see smoke and a cloud of in the background. Now that was Smart, wasn't it, that was on the blower to race control, but he's okay. He has dropped a few positions, so was that part of the Stuart Hall crash? Let's have a look at this on a replay now. So it was race one, so Stuart Hall goes around, and then there's a bit of a nose-to-tail incident between them all. I'm trying to see, was Christian Smart even involved in that? I don't think he was. So anyway, let's go back to live where Smart is fighting with Bence. Bence now gets back through, but Smart on the inside should get a run. Travis Hunt has just been watching the whole battle unfold in front. Now he gets a good exit as Smart spins the car around and into the fence. So Christian Smart's just put it in the wall, and that's unlucky. He'll spin the car around as well. The drop into the top 20, does a full donut, and the frustration here for Christian Smart. Now he gets a pointing in the right direction. The Synergy Sim racing car has just dropped way down the order, 29th place. In fact, he might even go back to 30th. There's now Jason Dixon moves in behind him, and he'll see the wounded Smart in front, and he'll be ready to pounce, that's for sure. So hard luck there for Smart. There's just some mistakes creeping in as McKnight goes wheel to wheel with Hansen, moves himself up into the top 18. So there you go. Meanwhile at the front, let's go back here because there's a Froggy leading a couple of Evolution Racing Team cars running in second and third, with Stewart in fourth, and Bence rounding out your top 5 at the moment. Scott Gamble finds himself now up into P2 in this race. An incredible effort. What do you think so far of the battles? Seen a bit of contact tonight. Maybe the fieriness of the Discord chat has come across into the race tonight. Being a little bit naughty out there. as we start fighting our way towards lap 25, or 24 now in fact, going into there's lap 25. We've got 21 laps to go. It is Nitschke leading Gamble by 4.1 seconds. That margin he's got out in front, pretty decent. The rest of the field is quite compressed. You can see Gamble, Hall, Benz and Stewart all close together. Hunt's been there or thereabouts all race long, as Hoff I think has just crashed. There's the Hoff. He's stopped. In fact, no, he hasn't crashed. He's just stopped coming out of the pit lane to let the whole field through. Now he tries to get up to speed, thinks better of it, and lets another 6 or 7 cars go through. So Hoff all the way down in 33rd, unfortunately, has to pay for that exit pit lane, being right when the whole pack was filing through. 4.5 seconds now the gap. Nitschke back to Gamble. This is impressive again from Brenton Nitschke. He is flying. Gamble as well. Up 10. If you look at the gains in the little green arrows, 10 for Gamble, 21 for Dan Hall. So he should be really proud of that effort tonight, even if he doesn't end up on the podium. But I think he will at this stage. He's looking at the strategy. He stopped on lap 18. He will need to stop again. So far, no one has come in except for Flavel and Hall, all the way down in 30th place. Those two drivers, I predict, can go to the end of this race. They've stopped on lap 24 and they'll have enough fuel to go to the end. A couple of drivers that battled up the top of the start, one of them being Jason Dixon. Now finds himself all the way back in 28th place and battling here with Greg Sharp, Christian Smart. He's just trying to find a way through. Jason Fewens as well, in behind him, but that's the lap car, I think, of Duggan directly behind him. Fewens is a fair way back. And he's got to try and find a way through on Sharp as soon as he can. Concentrates. Now he's seen the stream, he knows he's on camera. He'll give us a little wave in a second, no doubt, as he tries to go for an overtake here on Greg Sharp. He looks to the inside, the big send, and one of the that's one of the Angry Birds cars was a little bit slow on the outside. Almost helped him squirt down the inside there. That would have been quite a good little manoeuvre, but he's decided to stay there for now. Line astern as we watch Dumbrell picking off a couple of drivers. Chad Lewis there, and he goes wheel to wheel with Warren Davis as well. Exit out of the corner, Dumbrell. Will he get in front? No, it's about a bumper bar length there for Warren Davis. And down the inside goes Chad Lewis, having a look. They're almost 3 wide through there. Chad at the nose alongside. Now he's backed out of it. The M1 racing car of Stephen Kennedy almost went into the back of him. So super close out there. And then Matty Parker now 23rd place, fighting with Marty Hansen. This is Battle City right down the order again tonight. There's Kirby in the background, followed by Christian Smart and Van der Kran. And you got this battle I was talking about before with Sharp, Dixon, Fewens and Flavel. Hall, Nick Minute McCune, and then the Hoff, 33rd place, all the way back. Scott Gamble, best of the rest at the moment, but here comes Jason Benz to move himself up into P2 and take over that crown of best of the rest as Nitschke continues to just file away into the distance. The two Evolution Racing Team cars almost making contact there. That would have been a little bit naughty. They got away with it. Let's jump on board with John King. See chasing down the HSR car of Michael Stewart. So lap 27 of 45, 28 now as Nitschke crosses the line. Look in the background there, you can just see how far it is back to Benz, who's still ahead of Gamble. Then you've got Dan Hall, Hunt coming through now. Try and focus that up for you. It's a long straightaway. A couple of Evolution Racing Team. There's one of the V21 Banter Alliance cars, the M1 car as well, JWM, then Racecraft, and Taipan eSports. There's one of the Nova cars fighting with one of the SSR cars. Taipan down the inside of the Angry Birds cars. It's such a good mix of cars and teams in this series, all fighting over the same real estate at the moment as we watch John King close right up under the back of Craig Friend, the old mate and son's entry. Currently running 7th and 8th. Both of these drivers starting and running in the same position, so the only other driver to do that is your race leader, Brenton Nitschke, who started P1, now runs in P1, and he was lucky enough to avoid any carnage at the start of this race. He's driven so well, although that gap has come down by about 4/10 on this lap. Is Jason Benz just starting to turn the screws a little bit. They're on the same strategy, both stopping on lap 18 for fuel. They will need a splash again. In fact, Jason Benz, that was his 3rd pit stop on lap 18, so obviously just putting a little splash in each time, and it's worked well for him. He's up near the front. Whether or not he put new tyres on board, we're not sure. Get to lap 29 now. Thanks for all the star power again tonight. Graham Ellis, Mark Dial with the 200. Matty Wins as well was there with Keith Logan. Christine Cairns with 100. I'm not sure why it's not coming up on the screen. Oh, it is coming up on the screen. It's down a bit further. But it is there for Jason Spriggs as well. And is Tyson Handler there? That's coming up too. I'm not sure that's... Is it refreshing? I might refresh it. There we go. Gap almost under 4 seconds now. He's about to come up on some traffic as well. He's your race leader. Meanwhile, Michael Stewart, who has given us access tonight to Stewie Cam. Michael Stewie Cam. Chasing down Dan Hall. Let's jump on board with him now. The gap between himself and Hall, just on 3 and a bit tenths of a second. You can see it in front as he pushes and pulls through that sequential shifter. Be a pleasure to drive in VR with a full sequential shifter like that. It must really feel like you're in the car. It's really cool. There he goes off the exit of turn 1 down the hill. Takes a little bit of a breather there. You can just see him bring the head up, take a deep breath, and start concentrating on the rest of this lap now as Jason Benz is flying. Well pointed out, Joke, and Benz is now within 3.8 seconds, so he's just taken another tenth or so out of Nitschke there. You can see he took 3/10 on lap 29, he took nearly 3/10 on lap 28, just over a tenth and a half on lap 27, and the 2 previous laps it was just under a tenth, so he's just been chipping away very patiently here, and with 15 or so laps to go, we may still see a fight for the lead on our hands. Alistair Bale says P3. Scotty Gamble in P3 at the moment. Oh, you're saying Bent's on fire. Yeah, he is flying tonight. Gamble back in 3rd now, up 9 positions, and Dan Hall's driven a wonderful race. Up 20 spots into the top 4. And looking pretty comfortable there as well. He's got damage, I think, on the left-hand side of the car. As do a lot of the drivers tonight. So I think that's just wheel-to-wheel action, not necessarily hitting fences and such like we saw at Belle Isle. As into the pit lane comes Travis Hunt now for his final pit stop. Jigs here also in the lane as we get a drive-through penalty for car 70 Car 70 drive-through penalty, that is Tixia. So wow, that has really put a dampener on his race tonight. And I'm trying to see if I can find his involvement in an accident. He did go off the track at one point. Now let's have a look at that. Was this for an unsafe rejoin? Just looking at Tixia, this is so this may have been the turn 1 incident with Smart that we didn't see. Yeah, it was. So that's what happened. We missed that earlier. Let's take that back and have a look for another angle. We heard at the time Christian Smart just ring up on the radio to Race Control and say, go and have a look at turn 1. This is why, and this is also why Tixia, who was possibly on for a race win tonight, got himself a drive-through penalty. So he compressed up under brakes and then he got into the back of Sharp, and Christian Smart goes around, and as Jokin says, his race has gone a little bit pear-shaped now with those sorts of mistakes, so that's not good for him. Drops way down the order as O'Brien in his 50th race of the V8 Vets continues to impress. He's pushing along very, very nicely. So we'll be doing the split 2 this week on Saturday or Sunday night. Not 100% sure yet. As I said, coming into this series, this first 4 or 5 weeks is a bit of a mess with me with work commitments. So we'll be getting that as McKnight goes down the inside on O'Brien. The big move, and he's got the job done. O'Brien with a switchback though, looking pretty good. And has to back out of it. As then Damien Cairns also gets involved in this love. And O'Brien has to put the elbows right out to stop Cairns coming through. But yeah, like I said, probably Saturday or Sunday night. It'll definitely be one of those 2 nights for split 2 this weekend. And looking forward to that, because that is also Troy Sipple's 50th race. So we're watching Brenton O'Brien now, and his 50th race. He's just been bulldozed out of the way. And he's not happy. You can hear from the disappointment in his voice. So that's once again going to be a drive-through penalty for someone there involved in that. And now also Craig Friends off. We've got a safety car. So this is going to mix things up. Safety car boards and flags. Now, have we got a car stopped out there? I think we do. Todd Duggan is on his roof.
Fire, man. I'm on fire.
Oh, dearie me. So this is after someone said before that we haven't had a car on its roof tonight. Well, we have now.
Nearly cleaned you up then, Craig.
Todd Duggan is
no, sorry, mate.
in all sorts down there. That's not good at all. So he's had some sort of big accident at the end of the pit straight. We'll see if we can't get ourselves a replay of that shortly if I can find it. Brenton O'Brien's crash first of all. Let's have a quick look at that. So he
fastest safety car except for the leader.
This is the battle he was having. Now, who lent on him? It was one of the Taipan cars. Was it Damien Cairns? Yeah, it's not a good look, that one. So he'll no doubt wear a trip to the lane in that one. We're going to try and find Todd Duggan. How on earth he got upside down? Because for such a big crash, it hasn't really given me any sort of indication of what happened. So we'll go back a little bit. We'll see if we can't find where this all unfolded for Duggan. It's incredible. So let's have a quick look. Obviously, as we go back to live first of all, then we'll head back. And we'll go to this point. We'll see if we can find him from here. So Todd Duggan.
Whether I need to redress.
Okay, so he was already upside down at that point. So let's take it back.
Coming out of pit lane.
Take it back as far as we can to find this crash. I'm thinking this might be impressive.
Yeah, 1 second.
And again, it might not be impressive at all. There. Oh, he slid on his roof for a long time. So here we go. How on earth does this happen for Duggan? So hits the brakes. Oh, he goes into the fence, then up onto his roof, and he slides like that. So that's interesting, isn't it? That'll be an interesting one to watch from maybe Visorcam. Visorcam would be a good look here. Just jump on board and have a quick squeeze.
Depends on the track. Crossover point.
He's He's going to lose it here into the fence. Just touch the grass, I think, and on the brakes, locks up the rear. And, oh, hello. Not fun at all. So Todd Duggan with the pike half twist crash and out of this race tonight. We're under safety car for the third time here on lap 33.
Exiting race control.
As the Hoff chiming into race control now, so there's so much going on. Trying to see.
919 stays in front of 543.
Hoffman, is he in the pits again? Or is he out of the race? I think he's out of the race.
No.
So that's unlucky as well. Quite graceful, says Uncle Hutto. Was not bad. 9 out of 10. I'm on fire, Ricky Bobby, says Ben Anthony. And yeah, a bit of turtle there, Jogan. Turtle, eh? Glitch in the matrix, says Jason Easley. He was inverted, says Pete Davison. Fire crew are slow to the scene.
Yeah, no, it's hard to know where the definition was. If it was the pit lane exit where the line was, well, that all's right. But if it was from the start finish line or wherever they can call it.
So look at the order at this stage of the race as we are just on 13 laps out from the finish. Nitschke, Bence, Hall and Stewart, your top four. Scott Gamble is fifth. Now they're just moving some cars around here. I think a bit of reordering is underway. And that's all to do with pit exit. So race control is helping deem who was in front out of the pit exit.
Position changes. When I come out of the pits, was I in front or behind 880?
Oh, 1 second.
Yeah, the same, thanks. Race control.
Not my night, says the Hoff,
Let's get away
unfortunately.
around.
As he looks like he's retired out of the race, so that's sad to see.
Never.
So big foot of cars still out there tonight. Don't forget, this season has been incredible. 120 odd drivers registering for season 12 for the V8 veterans, and crazy to get up to 45 cars top split, 40 split in each other split. I'm interested to see if the split 2 drivers can get around here a little bit cleaner than these the big boys have had tonight. The top split, it's been tough work. Safety cars heading off into the distance now, so you're on board with Nitschke. Oh, the safety car's hanging around again, so he's not heading off into the distance. I'll be back with you shortly. Gonna have a quick drink. Right, as the safety car pulling away, let's get back to the action for lap 35. You can just see now that Nitschke back in control, will back the pack up a little bit. Jason Bence will be keen to get underway. He's already looking racy right behind him. Dan Hall's there, Gamble as well, so 2 Evolution Racing Team cars in the top 4. Then it's the hypersonic racing car of Michael Stewart, who's driven a well consistent race tonight. He just is there non-stop. And here we go, we're underway, back to green flag. Nitschke tries to get the jump, but they were all pretty wise to him that time, and Bence has got an incredible restart. He's right on the tail. He may even go for a move down the end of the pit straight here, Jason Bence. Will he dive to the right? He does. How powerful is the toe here at Fuji? And down the inside to take the lead of the race, Jason Bentz, previous champion of the V8 Feds, now gets himself up into P1. Big wobble from Dan Hall on the exit. Scott Gamble right there with him as well. The Evolution Racing team are on fire tonight. You can even see in the background there Chad Lewis doing well as wide goes Bentz. Bit of a wobble on the exit curb. Got away with it. Dumbrell in 11th as well, trying to fight here with Goody, and then Damien Cairns one up the road from him, who is carrying one of our webcams tonight, of course. Damien Cairns fighting away inside the top 10. We want to hope to keep that position if you can. Jamie McKnight next in front of him. There's Damien now on your screen as he chases down the top pack in front, the top 8. Up the road, 3 seconds covering them. They leap across the curb there. Through the gears again. So Jason Dixon and McCune fighting all the way down the order here. This is some quick drivers finding themselves in a battle at the back of the pack here. 28th position, Stephen Kennedy in the M1 car just in front of them as well. What a night they've had up and down the order as we see Ben starting to pull away slightly from Nitschke. Hall and Gamble in a good scrap here. Will Gamble go round? He'll go to the outside for one. Now he'll switch back. He just backs out of the throttle. I think he can hit the limiter there, in fact. Now he closes right up under brakes, and another wobble on the mid-corner for Dan Hall. Hold it together, son, as Nitschke sweeps across his nose under the Audi Sports sign and down towards turn 2. 3. So there you go. So far off this restart, Bentz is looking comfortable. He's got 7 tenths of a second. That's Christian Smart requesting a tow. Where is he? Oh dear. How on earth does that happen?
Go ahead, 999.
So 999's been given permission to tow, but that's definitely another incident we want to try and find. Let's have a look at that one on a replay for Christian Smart. He's coming down the pit, or towards the pit lane. This might be a bit of frustration, I reckon. Christian Smart lines it up, and he's had enough for tonight. And that is the end of his night.
Split 3. Fucking hell. Cross it, man.
You're the one hitting me, Jake.
There's a bit going on out there. Let's go back to live. There's, I think, some drivers getting into each other. It's getting a little bit fiery out there as well. So I'm going to watch this battle because I think it might have been down here, or is it up near the front? I think it's here because there's a bit of banter between these two, and I'm not sure if it was Dixon and Travis, the voices I could hear before. Also this red hot battle at the front of the order. This is the Evolution Racing team. Gloves are off as Gamble and Hall go wheel to wheel. Now Gamble gets up into 3rd. Hall will fight back down the hill. He'll have the inside run through, and they do go wheel to wheel through there as well. Dan Hall so far, just on the inside there. Scotty Gamble appears and appears nicely, and around the outside they go together. They'll be getting some good photo opportunities, these two tonight, that's for sure. And Gamble ends up popping out in P3. Will Dan try and hang around the outside and come back at him? Yes, he will. That's one of the great things about this racetrack. A lot of your lefts lead into rights, and a lot of your right turns lead into lefts, and you get a lot of this wheel to wheel back and forth between positions. As in the background clanging doors there was Michael Stewart. Sorry, it was, I think, John King and Jamie McKnight knocking doors, and once again they're at it, these guys. Dumbrell's worked his way back up the order a little bit as well. We got a pit lane penalty for the 88 car, causing an incident on lap 32. So it's one of those nights tonight. There's a lot of cars getting together as the top 2 start to spread out a little bit now. Into the pit lane comes one of the Taipan cars. I think it's Damien Cairns. He'll take his final splash and dash with 8 laps to go. Unfortunately, that'll put him out of podium contention. Everyone else should be good to the end of this race. As under brakes there down the inside, that was John King. having a look on McKnight. They exit together, and then Chad thinks I'll go down the middle of both of these guys possibly. He's looking racy as well. Hard on the brakes, down the inside. Oh, good nose on that car. I tell you what, that turned in well. Then they get together. King gets together with Lewis, I think it was. He won't be happy. King will probably feel a bit hard done by there. Let's see and listen out for the call to race control. No call to race control as yet. Did he think it was just a racing incident? Let's have a look. Oh no, so King did get up on the curb, so he does have himself to blame for that one, hence why there was no call to race control. Yeah, just watch this, he runs wide, and then from then on in he's a bit of a passenger. So he goes out there wide on the curb, he goes across and hits the 727, luckily doesn't take them out of the race. And then gets the pointing in the right direction and goes again. But yeah, the 727 was very, very lucky to get away with that, Chad Lewis. So there's your top 15 or so, all in a line. Benz, Nitschke, Gamble, Hall, Stewart, Venice, McKnight, 6th place now.
38, please.
King asking to have a look at turn 2 now, so he's asking him to have a look at, I think, a different incident. That's right on board with Jamie McKnight. 6th place at the moment. He's going to need a bit of luck tonight to get himself on the podium. Will Wilson's in the house. Hello, Will. Welcome. G'day to everyone over Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you like and subscribe the channel. Big thanks to TaipanEvents as well for letting us be on their YouTube channel for the last couple of months, 3 months or so. It's been awesome, so thank you to them. As we look back at this battle, Warren Davis, Banter Alliance Racing team, the joining of those two fantastic teams we had before, Emu Sim Racing and PRA, to make this brand new Banter Alliance Racing team, and they've been consistently getting some good results. Top 10 finishes, and tonight Warren just outside the top 10, racing a very good, comfortable race, up 6 spots from where he started, and challenging Marty Hansen, who's up 21 positions, so he's officially our biggest mover and shaker tonight. Himself and Brenton O'Brien in his 50th race has made up 20 positions, and then you've got Dan Hall in 4th place, also Evolution Racing team. He's made up 20 positions too. JMK will finish strong, says Peter Davison. And Jamie McKnight. So McKnight now, he's probably in a good position fuel-wise, and then push on with it. The Evolution Racing team drivers, this is a pretty intense team battle going on right now, and you can see it's been yo-yoing with gains for Hall on lap 36 and lap 39, but lap 37 and lap 38 by about 6.5 tenths of a second combination of those 2 times is pretty decent there for Campbell. So let's hope they don't bowl each other out. Let's hope this good racing continues to the end. And they've got 6 laps to go now, or 5.5. And there's 2 tenths of a second covering 3rd and 4th position. Stewie Hall probably sitting back here thinking, righto, you guys, I'd be on the podium if you guys just give each other a little bit of a slapperini into the fence. And that would be just what the doctor ordered for him. So the 919, being very careful, watchful, and just waiting, biding his time. Let's see, there he is in the Stewie cam. Bin the blade for Balin too, the hashtag Balin Stewart Foundation. Go and check it out, please, and keep spreading the word and awareness of knives and young fellas carrying the knives in memory of Balin Stewart Foundation, or Bin the Blade for Balin hashtag. Please go look it up. We've got a crash. Who's this? There's a bit of smoke down there. We've got Jeff Thomas, sadly. And who's the other car? Is it John Latham? No, John Latham goes through. It might have been Matty Parker. Definitely a pretty big impact by the looks of things down there between a couple of those cars. Let's have a quick look. I think it was, yeah, definitely Matty Parker was the other party involved. Here it is. So Parker went down the inside. That bit all looked okay. And there was a switchback. Oh, it was net code. So that's unfortunate. Big net code there has taken 2 drivers out of that one. There was probably about a metre between them when they actually made that contact, so that's unlucky. Back live with the leaders, and now it's closed up. So Nishiki all over the back of Benz. 0.3 of a second cover the top 2. Dropped Gamble back now into 3rd place. He's 4.1 seconds back. But these top 2 are going to scrap it to the end. So what has Nishiki got in the tyres? He stopped on lap 32, so did Ben. So they're even on tyre wear.
I'm out race control.
Matty Parker's retired, unfortunately, but the top 2 very even on tyre wear. Same strategy. Scott Gamble's got an extra lap on his tyres compared to Dan Hall. So will the teammates keep this battle going on to the end? Or will they understand here that probably it could end up costing them a couple of places if Michael Stewart can get right up onto the back and do a good slipstream draft and get through on both of them. And watch this man, he's lurking in the background. 5.5 seconds off the lead. And what was he on that lap? He was pretty similar to the top pace. But he was 0.2 quicker than both 2nd and 3rd place, which unfortunately, with only 4 to go, is not quick enough. Change of the lead, thanks Jokin. It is Nishiki and Bence have switched positions now. You're looking at your top 2 into this twisty section now. Underneath the drone cam, Bence looks like the tyres, he may have taken a little bit too much out of them at the start of this stint. Although, it's not over yet. Come through to 3 to go at the end of this one. And it's Frog Leap, Reduce Racing versus XCM. And a battle to be had between them. This is good. So they cross the line, lap 43 of 45, an hour and 16 minutes into the race. We are on. Bence is having a crack now. Nishiki goes defensive. You can see that they've already dropped 4.5 seconds. The Dan Hall Evolution Racing Team car, and Scotty Gamble is right on his tail. But Nishiki now fights back. Bence will try and hang around the outside. He may cut back for a switchback here, but not close enough. Big wobble from Nishiki as he got the power down. That may help Bence think about a move down the bottom of the hill. Also again, once again, sorry, not close enough to have a go. Dumbrell's fought his way back into 8th place. It's been a long night for him. Leading the race at one point, then all the way back into outside the top 20, I think it was, to fight back now to 8th place. He did start higher up in the order, but look at Bence all over the back now of Nishiki, just leaning on the rear bar of that Ford Mustang, trying to find a way through. Incredible fight. And we're not far off now, getting to the penultimate lap of this race with the white flag to drop. We got 2 to go at the end of this one. And can you pick a winner yet? I can't. I reckon I'd go 50-50 split on this one. The front end of Benson's car seems to wash away slightly, but then he can turn it back in quite late and accelerate out. So surely they're very, very even here in tyre performance. Both stopping on lap 32. Pete Davison says it's too early to predict who's going to win it. Well, we're going to have 2 laps as we go across the line now. 2 to go. The pack is coming, says Neasley. Well, the gap is 3.9 back to Gamble. Then Hall, Stewart and McKnight. You could throw a blanket over them. I don't know if McKnight is going to be able to get much closer. In fact, he's on the back of Stewart now. So there he is. So McKnight's caught up to Stewart. Can he pick his way through Stewart and then also a couple of Evolution Racing Team cars? There was a little bit of chit chat there from McKnight. I reckon he's chirping up, just letting them know he's on the scene. Bit of pressure. And Michael Stewart doing everything he can to hang on. There he is. McKnight, I think, trying a little bit of banter to maybe put Stewie off here. Imagine the nerves when you got Jamie McKnight, 8 times V8 Veterans Champion, right behind you, breathing down your neck. Incredible. Meanwhile, these top 2 separated by a car length. Nitschke leads Benz, XCM Racing in P2. He's made up 12 positions tonight. Nitschke started from pole positions. He's had a much easier evening, all things considered. Oh, down the inside, Benz has a big look. Benz has a huge look, and he just rolls onto the throttle. Down the pit straight, they're going to get the white flag. They're neck and neck. I tell you what, this is risking a net code incident here. We've seen some net code of late. And look at the straight line speed too from Jason Benz. He's going to go through, and the white flag does wave in the background. And we have got 1 to go here from Fuji for round 3 of the V8 Veterans split number 1. Around the outside, Nitschke tries to hang on, but Benz should get a better drive. The cleaner part of the racetrack, he fires it out of there. Nitschke will try and come back down the inside on him now. Meanwhile, in the background, there's a huge battle for P2. Gee, they cut that corner, didn't they? Benz doing everything here to hang on. And Dan Hall is still fighting with his teammates, Stuart, McKnight and Dumbrell. He's fighting with Chad Lewis further back, but let's keep an eye on this front battle because we're not done. Jason Benz, with a half a lap to go, hangs on by a 0.3 of a second lead. Look at the gamesmanship now as there's different lines at play. Trying to just get into the wing mirrors at different parts of the racetrack here, Nitschke. He will be devastated if he can't pull off the win from here as well. He has led a heap of laps. Jason Benz came on strong towards the end, and they've both had the same strategy, the same amount of fuel in the car. Oh, Nitschke, I think, has just blown it. He's just locked up in there. You could hear the tyres scream for help, and that could be it, folks. I think Jason Benz will bring it home from here. He just got to come onto the pit straight now, fire it up, and take a win in this round number 3 of the V8 Vets, and he does it in style here at Fuji for the first time. And it's Benz who'll take the win by 0.8 of a second. Gamble will get third ahead of Dan Hall, Michael Stewart, and McKnight takes home 6th place tonight. Dumbrell to the line. Dumbrell just gets Lewis by the smallest margin. Goody Davis gets 10th place. Hanson Visma, then it's Kirby Sharp. Brenton O'Brien in his 50th race for the V8 Vets tonight takes out 15th place, up 21 positions. Not bad considering he was a bit of a punching bag at times tonight. For Vel gets 16th, Preston 17th, Nick Minute McEwen back into 18th, and John King there 19th. Tixia rounds out your top 20. Wow. Jason Benz confirmed the winner. Who put on a show here tonight? Enjoy this one, folks. He's a showman when he wins a race, that's for sure.
Well, congratulations, Fabian. Thank God there's 9 more.
There's your race results. Jason Benz confirmed the winner, XCM Racing, by 0.8 of a second over Brenton Nitschke. And Scotty Gamble will head over shortly and have some interviews. So don't go anywhere. Stick around for the interviews. And we'll see what the drivers have to say about this brand new racing track. First of all, also round 3 of this championship. Still a long way to go. 9 rounds still to go in the championship. Anyone can still win it. Jamie McKnight led coming into the championship. I think that is all going to change around a little bit now after this round 3. Righto, let's head across now as Benz continues the expression session. We're going to head across, jump into the broadcast booth, which we haven't done yet. Let's quickly head down there because they're waiting for me for once, and see if we can't pick up some wonderful drivers to talk to. I tell you, I love a Jason Benz win because he always puts on a show post-race. Let's speed it up a bit so you can see. Look at the slides. He's a master at it. That's why he's not on the broadcast booth yet. He's still out there cooking the rubber in the XCM Ford Mustang. He's happy with that. Flashes the headlights. Let's hopefully get him in for a win. Now here he is, Jason Bence, just joining us. And Jason, congratulations, man. What a great win tonight. And you had to fight for it at the end. Brenton was super strong. Talk us through the last couple of laps, mate.
Wrong button.
You all right?
Yeah, that was awesome. That was so intense, that last couple of laps. I thought I was going to be able to pull away with it, but I put the tyres and Brenton was back on me. And yeah, I thought he had it. I thought I'd throw it up there on the last lap, and yeah, kept it on there. Kept it in the lead for the last lap.
Great to watch. What do you think of this new circuit, Fuji? It's obviously brand new to iRacing.
Yeah, I love it. It's fast and flowing. It's a bit like Suzuka,
Yeah, it's top circuit, really good to drive, good fun.
Plenty of grip everywhere on the track as well. So
Yeah, fantastic. And Brenton, man, what a race for you tonight. You pushed hard just at the end there. That little lock-up with maybe 3 or 4 corners to go was the final straw.
Yeah, I thought I'd give it one last crack and throw it up on the inside there because I hadn't tried that move on him, so I thought I'd do something different. But yeah, locked the wheels and she was all over from there. So an awesome drive for Jason, well-deserved win there. I had a bit of a up and down race, off the circuit in the first lap, and then I had to do a bit of a different pit strategy to try and get back up there. Otherwise, I would have been all the way down the back. So no, it was a good race.
Yeah, great to watch, mate. And Scotty Gamble wasn't too far behind as well. I don't think he's got a mic at the moment, but yeah, he did well for P3. So let's do some thank yous. Jason, winner of round number 3 in this championship. Who would you like to thank?
just the boys at XCM and Wheelie Bins and yourself for doing the broadcast.
Great job tonight, mate. Brent at P2, who would you like to thank?
Yeah, big shout out to the whole organisers of the Veterans League. They do a great job, and yeah, also like to thank yourself for a great broadcast like normal. Juiced Energy, Quantum Tint Solutions, the Pet Dog Company, All Ports Gaming. Yeah, and that was a good race. I loved it.
Well done, mate. And Scotty Gamble's joined us tonight. Well done, mate. P3 had a good fight with your teammate there. Up and down sort of race as well. It was tricky because there was plenty of safety cars and a few big crashes out there. But did you enjoy that race?
How you going, Luke? Yeah, I did. It was good fun. But yeah, you're right. It was an up and down race, and that last safety car helped us out big time. We actually pitted just the lap before, and yeah, we managed to jump a few, which was really handy towards the end.
Plenty of Logitech G Evolution Racing Team cars up there tonight, mate. Putting on a good show. And we've got to congratulate your teammate, Brenton O'Brien, too. 50th V8 Veterans race tonight, so that's pretty good feat.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a staple of the V8 Veterans for a long time now, and well, ever since Series 1. So, yeah, congratulations to Brenton, and also congratulations to Dan. Had a great fight with him, and yeah, it was really good fun. No team orders, no Moldy 21 there, mate.
Yeah, that was good to watch for sure. Who would you like to thank, Scotty, for P3 tonight?
Oh, look, I'd like to reach out, thank the admin at V8 Veterans. You know, they're working hard, doing the best they can. I'd like to thank yourself, Luke, and also Evolution Racer team, Dan, Chad, Brenton, and all the other guys that are in our team, and also our sponsor, Logitech G. Without them, I wouldn't be racing, so thank you very much to them.
Awesome. Well, there's your podium. Jason Bence with the win tonight, Brenton Nitschke P2, and Scott Gamble. Your top 3. Congratulations, guys. We'll see you next week for round number 4. Good night.
Thanks, Luke.
Cheers, Luke. See ya. Well done, boys.
Cheers, guys. Righto, that's it for tonight. How good was that? But Jason Bence, too strong in the end. The XCM racing car takes out a win in what is round number 3 from Fuji. We will be back with split number 2. And that we run the course of that on Saturday or Sunday night to be announced. So keep an eye on Facebook and, of course, Discord for the times that will be shot and put up onto the internet. Till next time, big thanks to everyone that tuned in tonight, of course, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And thanks to Jason Spriggs, Christine Cairns, Graham Ellis, and Keith Logan tonight, your star legends. Thanks, guys. Take care, everyone, and we'll be back shortly. Enjoy your weekend. See you soon. Good night.